from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Wednesday, February 21st. So we will see the moon leave her place of power in this Cancer energy and go void, of course, at 1:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be locking into Leo energy 8:41 a.m. So anytime that we're transitioning from the Cancer energy to the Leo energy, of course, there's a lot more pep in our step. We're moving out of the introverted type of space that Cancer energy has us comfortable in. And we are now kind of moving to the extroverted energy. We want to kind of be out in the world. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. That Leo energy is very expressive, very dramatic, very playful, a little bit extra, can get a little bit spicy. And I think it's a very interesting dynamic because today is also the very last day of Venus and Mars' last 2-year cycle. We have Venus and Mars coming together for their conjunction here tomorrow on the 22nd. It's a highly energetic day. And the fact that that's going to be taking place while the moon is in Leo energy, to me, just screams passion, desire, impulse, especially where relationships are concerned, especially where finances are concerned as well. This is going to be a very interesting time. And again, if you haven't listened to this week's Ascension forecast for the highs, the lows, the everything in between on all of these energetic shifts and what that means for us in our physical body due to the Ascension symptoms, I am going to recommend that you take a listen to that. If you want to do a deep dive in what Venus and Mars's conjunction is all about, again, you're going to have to subscribe to my membership tier where I have a private podcast kind of dissecting all of the very important astrological aspects that we are dealing with in this present moment and in the weeks to come on how this is all kind of piecing together, what this means for us. And of course, we are jumping into a brand new cycle with Venus and Mars conjunction. And again, having that moon in Leo, that of course, Venus retrograded in last August and September. That's when the new version of self came out to play, where new self-worth, new self-confidence was born. And spoiler alert, Mars will be retrograding in this Leo energy here at the end of the year. If you want to go ahead, take a listen to the year ahead 2024 forecast, you can kind of dive into what that is going to be for us in the latter part of this year. So with all of that being said, 10 different aspects popping off here today, 9 of them going to involve the moon. The moon, while still very much in Cancer energy, going to make a positive interaction with the sun, of course, in Pisces energy now. This is some water on water action. Anytime that the moon and the sun are coming together, there is a new awareness. There's a new aha moment, a new epiphany, especially in our emotional realm where wants, needs, and desires are concerned. Especially recognizing the blockages, the challenges that may be preventing us in actually going after some of these values, these priorities, these wishes, these hopes, these dreams. Because this is a water on water interaction, what we know about water is that it is very emotional, very intuitive, very spiritual. It is very healing, very changing, very transformative in our soul, in our spirit. So this is definitely putting us all up in the fields, but it is a positive interaction, so they should be good fields. We should be kind of leaning towards what is making us feel safe and secure, what is making us feel happy, whether in our present moment, plucking out the silver linings, or conjuring up a goal, a vision, a dream that we now want to start building towards. The moon is going to make a tough interaction with Mercury, though, which means that our heart and our head not on the same page. A lot of that, again, the moon in Cancer has us connected to the past. Mercury being this Aquarius energy has us so far into the future that we don't even see this present moment. And the conflict here is because emotionally speaking, we are very attached to some of the, let's call them elements that the old version of self had created in the old realm, the old reality that now we're trying to break away from. Because Mercury in Aquarius energy is visionary, is problem solving, is very connected to what it is that we want to be living in the futuristic realm. The gap that we need to kind of close in on here is bringing our emotions and our headspace back to the present moment. The moon is then going to trine Neptune. Neptune, of course, in its place of power in this Pisces energy. That's our dreams, our creativity, our imagination, our soul self, our soul contracts, Again, water on water interaction. A trine is a beautiful harmonization, which means that this particular interaction not only has us feeling a little bit renewed in our emotional realm, in our soul, in our spiritual place, but it definitely has us connected to our intuition, really tapping into new visuals, new insights, new aha moments, if you will. And it's this particular aspect that we are really going to feel an intense inner realm shift with our mood, with our attitude, with our vision, our goals, our dreams. And it is also at this point that the moon is going to decide to go void, of course. So this is 1:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the moon going void, which means that things are shaky, things are uncertain, things are unstable. While the moon is still in this Cancer energy, but void, of course, we will have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves in this Aquarius energy, making a positive interaction with Neptune in his place of power in this Pisces energy. So I think this is going to be a very strong time, either in our dream state, if you're asleep, or dream state, if you're awake and kind of off in la la land, where we're going to receive a lot of insight, a lot of aha moments, a lot of clarity, especially on what it is that our higher self, our soul self is asking for us to pursue from here. Yes, we have that visionary energy of Mercury being in Aquarius energy, especially with what it is that we need to build in this present moment in order to improve, in order to be better, in order to actually align with the vision, the goal, the dream that we're now trying to conjure up in our mental plane. But that Neptune energy is very dreamy, very creative, very imaginative. And we are definitely aligning with that higher self, and we can pluck out a little bit of information, a little bit of details that, again, the mercurial energy can apply logic and practicality to. We can start planning and strategizing towards what it is that now our heart, our soul is really pushing us in the direction of. 8:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon is shifting into Leo energy. I'm going to say about 2 hours later, we have the first aspect popping off. It's not a favorable one, so spoiler alert. The moon in this Leo energy now, going to directly sit across from Pluto, the great transformer himself, over there at the very beginning degrees of Aquarius energy. Leo energy, Aquarius energy sit across from each other from the zodiac wheel. The Leo energy is our own unique individual soul vibration. That is how it is in this physical meat suit. We are choosing to express our soul selves. That is an energy where we kind of need to step away from the crowd, where we need to kind of anchor into being our special selves, while the Aquarius energy, of course, wants to dim our light in order to fit in. We, in the Aquarius energy, have more of a concern for the collective, for other people, for like-minded individuals than we do in that Leo energy, because it's egoic building. There's nothing wrong with that. We have our own wants, needs, and desires that we have to pursue on our own individual path. And while we're doing that, we may just connect with the right kinds of people. Again, like-minded individuals, a group, a community that, again, is going to help us kind of further the goal, the vision, the dream that we individually need to be chasing for our soul's mission, our soul's potential. But this particular interaction doesn't feel good because we're sitting across the table from, the Leo energy versus the Aquarius energy. Our emotional realm, our intuitive realm that the moon kind of rules over, versus Pluto, who wants to do a deep dive in our psyche to examine the conditioning, the programming that has us in a state of fear, has us blocking our unique talents, our unique abilities, our unique vibration, frequency, and light that we are supposed to be bringing to the world. And so as we examine these darker parts of self, we examine the fears, the doubts, the insecurities preventing us from truly expressing our soul self through this physical avatar. We can examine those darker parts and we can flip the script. We are in Pisces season. There are endings, death, and closure needed in order for us to jump into a brand new chapter. And because our heart space in this Leo energy is really identifying what it is that we need to chase for our own mission, our own goals, our own dreams, we are definitely going to realize the blockages, the challenges within us that may actually be self-sabotaging. may actually be kind of speaking fear into some of our dreams. So this is definitely going to be an intense interaction. We have a lot to learn from it. We always do when we're doing a little bit of a deep dive in the darker places of our mind, body, and soul. But a true empowerment, a true level up will come from this particular opposing energy, and we will be better off for it. The moon in Leo, going to make a positive interaction with Uranus. Uranus, of course, the great awakener in this Taurus energy, gives us clarity, gives us ideas, gives us epiphanies, downloads us with insight, so much so that once you know, you can't unknow, and therefore you have to do something about it. The Taurus energy, of course, is a fixed earth sign, which means that we are a little bit resistant to change. But the Uranian energy, again, lightning bolt coming from the higher realms down into the earth plane, into our crowns, into our highest form of our intellect, giving us an aha moment, an epiphany on where it is that we absolutely at least have to open ourselves up to doing the same old in a very different way. We may not be ready to make the major changes and transformations that we will be making here eventually, but it's the small little things that we can start adjusting in our physical realm in the here and now that eventually will equal the greater, grander picture. So emotionally speaking, we're having some insight, we're having some aha moments on what it is that we want to build, what we want to create, what we want to bring to life. This is heart-led in this Leo energy. So we're feeling bold, brave, and courageous in this particular moment to switch things up just a tad. The moon is going to make a not so nice interaction with the sun. The sun, of course, in Pisces energy. This isn't going to be fun. Again, the moon, the sun coming together in any type of interaction is going to reveal an emotional awareness that we didn't previously have. It's an aha moment within ourselves. It's an intuitive insight. It's an emotion. It's a mental plane aha moment where we are going to feel very uncomfortable. What are we feeling uncomfortable about, you may ask? Well, the sun shining a bright light in this Pisces energy, a mutable water energy, we're ever changing. We have to go with the flow. We have to surrender to whatever it is that is really beating us down at this time. The Pisces energy is about endings and closures, a true healing, a true change, a true transformation to our soul, to our spirit. We're unpacking the emotional baggage, the emotional luggage so that we can be as light as possible entering into a brand new astrological year. The moon in this Leo energy, definitely moving into the not so empowered energy that is definitely opening up our heart space. We are unpacking a lot of the emotional realm baggage that again is acting as a particular self-sabotaging pattern and behavior that we have to bring to an end, we have to bring to a close. Again, our identity has shifted, our heart space has shifted, our head space has shifted, and now we have to do the processing in order to shift our soul and our spirit to, again, unpack the karmic fragments that our old version of self is holding on to in order to purify and really stand in a brand new sense of self as we enter into a brand new astrological year. The moon is then going to make an interaction with Saturn in a positive way, thankfully. Saturn, the Lord of Karma, ruling over roles, responsibilities, systems, structures, foundations, willpower, discipline. In this Pisces energy, again, trying to really deconstruct our delusional type of mindset, our delusional perspective of how certain situations happened. This is a crumbling of the false belief system that we had basically had our old selves aligning with. Because this is a positive interaction, we are feeling a little bit more courageous to boss up to the new roles and responsibilities that we're now being asked to boss up into. We are now feeling bold and brave and courageous enough to start building towards something new. We are feeling a little bit extra, a little bit dramatic, a little bit spicy to kind of dive into a brand new karmic chapter that, technically speaking, there isn't a green light, go ahead, mind, body, and soul alignment as of yet. We're getting there. We're not there as of yet. But this is definitely putting us in a situation to be realistic with our wants, needs, and desires and getting together a path, a plan, a strategy on how it is that we plan to move forward. The moon in this Leo energy, though, now going to directly oppose Venus and Mars. Okay, so Mars and Venus, the masculine and feminine counterparts of the cosmos, they are in Aquarius energy. Again, they are nearing the final hours of their last 2-year cycle, and they are about to have their conjunction in the wee hours Thursday morning here on the 22nd, which is definitely going to open up a brand new karmic chapter for the masculine and feminine energies to start working with. So that leads to new creative ideas, new relationship dynamics, new financial situations, new goals, new visions, new dreams. There's a lot going on. There's a lot popping off. But again, things must come to an end in order for things to begin. And we're in this wonky situation right now where Venus and Mars are on their last leg of what it is that they initiated 2 years ago. So the moon, again, sitting across the table, opposing Venus first. Our heart space, not going to be on the same page with our wants, our needs, our desires, with our values, with how it is that we're feeling about ourselves, with what we feel deserving of. We need to sit in the funk because, again, an ending, a closing, a death of a chapter is definitely underway. So this isn't going to feel good. We, again, need to take a good look at our physical realm. Who and what is making us feel safe and secure and happy, and who and what is not. The elements that are not are going to have to be adjusted, rearranged, redesigned, restructured in our physical realm so that we can start pouring our time, our energy into the things that are going to help build us up and be around for the long term. So right now we're at odds with this. We need to feel that oppositional energy, that tension, that conflict, that polarized energy of what it is that we feel bold and brave and courageous enough to now actually go after, realizing that that means that as much as we want to pursue something new, we do have to bring some of the old to an end, to a close, before we can get started on building towards new goals, new visions, new dreams. Similarly, we have the moon in this Leo energy directly opposing Mars in that Aquarius energy as well. This is a little bit of a different vibe because Mars rules over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires, even our anger. So this is likely going to illuminate for us where it is that we're feeling restless, where it is that we're feeling angered or frustrated or agitated, especially with the lack of progress, the lack of being able to take action out in the physical realm. Again, this is not a time of doing, it's a time of feeling. Why? Because we have to feel it in order to heal it and prepare ourselves for the action plan that we will be able to take action upon when we move into the new astrological calendar.